Okay, Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good greetings. This is hopefully a short update vlog. And I'm just thinking of doing this after I noticed that I think this is the longest drought that I have faced since the beginning of the year. Right, so I noticed that the last time I have posted something other than academic related videos like classes or tutorial is back on June 20th, where I posted about the Islam in North Korea video, right? So it has been more than 2 weeks, and since the beginning of the year, I actually somewhat promised to myself to push so that I will post a video at least for every 2 days, right? So I've been managing that, like 1 or 2 days. Meaning the gap between videos is like either 1 day or 2 days, right? Until now, until this drought, this gap where suddenly the momentum just go down because of the hectic schedule that I have, right? So in case you are wondering what is this all about, actually I'm actually marking the test of the students, and with the COVID and ERTL, we are having the mode where they submit all the tests online, and I have to mark using this and this, right? So this come from with this one, I think it's to avoid scratch or something. Hence I'm in the middle of this. I just want to take a break, short breather, doing this, and then go back, right? Go back to working basically, right? I haven't go yeah During the past week, actually, I have slept here for several days because non-stop there's so much things to do, right? And still there's still so much thing to do. But anyway, so at the beginning of the year, when I start to take this seriously, I kind of push myself to say, okay, regardless of the quality, regardless of what it is, I want to keep the momentum going. So I think I have managed to do that until this point. That's number one. Number two, also there are several things that I haven't managed to do as much. I wish I will be able to do it, but that relate to the momentum of me going, right? So life is so busy, hectic, etc. And I'm not complaining, just to get it clear, I'm not complaining about living a hectic lifestyle, not lifestyle, hectic world, working world or something, right? Because I know that many others that are facing the opposite, right? They do not even have a job. So I'm not complaining about having a hectic schedule because I have a job, alhamdulillah, right? So that's number one. Number two, I also have accepted that basically this life is a test. Hence, whatever challenges that come your way or my way is part of the test. So and with regard to why my schedule is so packed, it is not just because I'm working, but because most of the time that is outside of the working hours, I have allocated to certain things that is, I believe, that is the way forward for my hereafter, basically, to put it in short, right? So that is my choice to live in such scenario where combining all of those, and then COVID comes and etc., it becomes super hectic, right? So when I'm saying this, it's more of an explanation of why things is going on rather than complaining about life, because I have accepted that life is as such, and I also have accepted that the best of reward in paradise will never come cheap, right? So yeah, that's a given. So cherish the moment, cherish the challenge, cherish the hectic, super hectic life, right? So anyway, this is just because why I embark on this journey as well is I want to have, if you are Muslim, you should be familiar with the Jariyah concept, right? And when my life hit 40, meaning I reached the age of 40, I never imagined, actually, of course, we do imagine one day we will get old, but I always have in my mind that 40 years old is old age. You should have achieved great things by then. And the people that I look up to, my parent, etc., my father and their friends, etc., when I look at them at the age of 40, they have achieved great things in the scope of their work, in the scope of their contribution, right? When I see around as well, people that I admire, same as well. When I look at myself, 40 years old, what have I achieved? It is sad. But sad is not the problem. It is frightening. That is the problem. That now the end of life becomes more real, right? We always believe that we will die one day. But when you reach a certain age, I think, this is only for my case, it becomes like, oh my God, I'm that age range there where death is more real than before. I'm not sure how to explain it, but that happened to me. And one of the things that I really think deeply about is what kind of legacy, what kind of things that I want to leave behind. Not so much in terms of legacy where people call your name, etc. Not like that. But when I refer to the legacy of Abu Bakr, right? So the majority of the 10 that is promised paradise come into Islam via him, right? Through his effort. I want that. I want, when I die, the channel for reward is still continuous in a big way. I'm not sure how to explain this in English, right? So, but if you understand the concept of Jariyah, right? So if you develop great people that after you die, they still carry on your legacy, basically, right? And then they develop more people, and then they cause more real changes in the world, etc. That is part of the thing that I dream of, but still it scares me, it's frightening, because still not happening. I want to make it happen. How do I do this, right? So that's one element. Another element is that because I'm focusing a lot of time there with the people around me, right? So that's what my basically I sincerely hope that when I die, that is ongoing and I have a good investment done on these people. Sincerely hope so. The most frightening thing is that the investment do not work out. Every single of those people do not do any single thing after I die. They do not carry my legacy. They do not give any real positive change to the world. That will be like your investment just go to waste in a way, right? So that's one thing that I'm hoping to achieve. Another thing is that because there are still ways for you to, how to say, produce Jariyah within or through the people that you might never face to face meet. For example, some of you, right? That hopefully whatever I put in here have a certain impact on your life that change the course of your life, and then you further snowball the positive impact, etc., etc. Then that will be part of my reward that I am hoping that will be the reality, right? So that is part of the reason that shift my focus to this kind of thing. I'm not sure is there anyone else that think with the same wavelength that I have, right? So that's part of the reason why I'm seriously taking this thing seriously. Is that the correct structure of word or sentence? But anyway, yeah, so that is part of the thing why, because some people say, right, I can imagine, right, when I say, oh my goodness, I haven't posted in 2 weeks, right? Even though I have posted my academic related videos, right? So inshallah that as well is a contribution towards knowledge, and people get the knowledge, and then yeah, etc., right? Hopefully I will be rewarded as well there. But I'm focusing and I'm hoping on the big pot reward there, right? where if you can impact one life to shift from not knowing their direction in life towards having a crystal clear, okay, this is my mission in life, etc., right? And then really causes real change in around ourselves, right? That is where the big jackpot, I'm not sure if that is a correct word to use, but that's where the big pot of gold, that's where the big reward is to be captured, right? So anyway, so that's where when I realized that it has been 2 weeks, what I feel before, because this is not the first time I try to do something and after it goes up a bit, the momentum goes up a bit, and then when it goes down, it dies off, right? So it's not easy to build up momentum. It's not easy to maintain the momentum, but it tends to feel easier as the momentum goes. But when it goes down and you do not stop it and it die, sometimes you do not realize that it stays dead until, I don't know, you might not even realize it, right? So yeah, so I'm not sure what is the what will people, anyway, I don't think this kind of video will be watched until this point by many people anyway, right? So that's one thing, but that is just what comes to mind. I'm still pushing, of course, even because I mentioned just now I haven't posted for 2 weeks in this kind of vlog reaction perspective videos, which I hope to spread out. I have been because it's part of my work, so I really focus and spend a lot of time for the classes and tutorial videos, as well as for the Muntalak video. This, if you are in English, you will not have the chance to watch that with the understanding because it's delivered in Malay, right? So you might see that video and it's delivered in Malay. Even that, actually, I was becoming so afraid because 2 weeks back, I missed 1 week because I have promised myself somewhat that I want to start off, so every Sunday morning I make the live session and then I recorded it simultaneously, and then it can be posted, right? So for those who want to watch it, want to cover that material, it is available. That is part of the contribution that I hope will be meaningful long term, right? Even if I die, hopefully after I finish all this, people who are interested to cover those material will find it available, and hopefully I will be rewarded for that as well, right? So those are the things that, these are all investment basically, right? But because of the super hectic, that 1 week I could not even prepare for that Sunday, right? So I just stay silent and do not advertise on that session, right? Because I could not prepare. But then it get more hectic, but I at that point I was so afraid that the momentum will die that I decided, no, I have to do this whatever it takes, and I push it through, right? So if you know, because the recent 2 session I did is just the live session is actually just before I get into my car and drive to Arau Perlis, because the kids need to go to see their grandparents and their cousins before the school start back soon, right? So I have to find time to go back to go up north and drive all the way. So because the schedule is so hectic that I have to I think this is not how to say, the way I say it, sometimes it is as if it is the most difficult thing in the world. To me personally, perception wise, it is, because it is always like, oh my god, this is so difficult. But I think when I look outside, I know, right? Because if you are those people, right, working 2-3 jobs to just make end meets, etc., it is much more difficult, I know, right? But anyway, I'm just reflecting on my personal self just now, is that I try to push it. It has to happen regardless. We have to just make it happen and just find a way. Inshallah, Allah will help, hopefully, inshallah. So this is hopefully also a way to do just talk about something. Hopefully it will roll, and then the momentum of this also will go back up, and somehow I will find a way to keep the momentum going, despite it is also already, because logically I do not even know how to schedule all of this anymore. The schedule is already packed, right? Because those who know me personally, you know what is my schedule like after working hours, right? So after Maghrib, all day, all week is already packed with things. That's why if I have unfinished work from my day job, I can only continue after 12 a.m. and hence my sleep schedule is out of whack, etc., right? But anyway, hopefully the thing is, I sometimes remind the student, and sometimes I need this reminder for myself. For students that strive and struggle, and then when they get the results and they succeed with the flying colors, right? It will feel worth it, the sacrifice, right? Compared to if you choose to enjoy and then you flunk and then it badly negatively impact your life. You will not just say, well, at least I have lived the joy there, right? Because it's not worth it. So I think it's even more unthinkable to think about the hereafter, right? If you have gone through all the hardship, when you enter paradise, all of those will just be forgotten, or it will be worthwhile. You will not say, yeah, paradise is nice, but I still regret suffering in the world. You will not, right? Similarly, for those who end up in hell, right? They will not just say, yeah, this is so terrible for eternity to be suffering like this, but at least we enjoy our life in the dunya. No one will say that, right? No one. So sometimes I do need to remind myself as well on that whatever the challenge is, if you choose to do the right thing, inshallah, in the end it will be worthwhile. Wallahu alam. I'm not sure where this video is going. It's just actually just to start the ball rolling, as well as to take a short break from marking here. I need to get back marking here because there's a lot of things that need to be done in ridiculously limited time available. So wallahu alam. If you are still watching at this until the end here, thank you very much. Hopefully it is beneficial in a certain way. I hope it's not a waste of time. See you next time, inshallah. Hopefully it's not another 2 weeks. Hopefully it's soon, inshallah. Pray for me, inshallah. With that, thank you. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a great week.